I watched the first fight, and then I woke up and college basketball was playing, so I missed everything else.
You and it started like 3 a.m., didn't it?
Well, yeah, main card started at 6, so I woke up and saw the last round of Herbert versus whoever the fuck Herbert versed.
Yeah,
Padilla or something like that.
Yeah. I see Ulberg won, but I don't know if he really won.
I heard it was a shit fight.
Yeah, it was a bit average. I don't know. Well, Jan's like 43.
Yeah, I know. Jan kind of has a boring fighting style as well.
Yeah. Just big.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, he just knows how to throw fucking hands, and that's about it. Or grapple every now and then.
I think Ulberg tried to take him down a few times, but...
Yeah, right. I wouldn't have expected that.
Nah, I didn't get him down there, but...
Yeah, okay.
All I saw was the ending of them just screaming in each other's faces once the fight ended.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I was like, you weirdos.
I couldn't think of anything worse than having someone yell at my face after getting punched by them for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. You just want to keep going, eh?
I'd be like, go away, please.
Literally. I don't even know who started it. It's probably Ulberg.
No, I think Jan grabbed it, like pulled him in to hug him, and then like yelled at his face. And then Ulberg went, right back at him.
Did you know he used to play League and he was like really good, but he quit because he got into a fight and needed some cunt in the head on the field. Then he realized he should probably be somewhere else.
That's so good. I heard he started boxing at some bikie gym as well.
Oh, right.
Before he went to like city kickboxing.
Yeah, right.
Well, how's one of the guys Cooper works with is Kiwi and got invited to go to city kickboxing to train, and he had no idea what city kickboxing was. He went, "Oh no, it's too far away. I'm going to go to my local one."
Oh my god!
What an idiot!
And then he realized it was too late.
How do you not know what city kickboxing is?
Especially if you're actually training in that sort of stuff.
And is he from New Zealand?
Bro, I don't get it. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah,
he's from New Zealand.
Full Kiwi.
What an idiot, bro!
I feel like that's like the most famous place in New Zealand right now.
It is 100%.
I don't even know, because I can't even say it's a few years ago, because I think he's my age. So even if it was 10 years ago, Izzy was on the rise, Hooker was already in the UFC.
True, yeah.
And what, 5 years ago, Hooker was top 5, Izzy was champ.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Idiot.
I was spewing that Hooker had to pull out of his fight, eh?
Yeah, mate. That would have
I think Hooker would have beaten him as well.
I reckon he would have.
So did I.
Luke reckons it would have been like Gagey Poirier 2, all this build up for an early finish.
Yeah, 100%. Because it was 5 rounds too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no way that was going 5 rounds. I don't think Hooker's body can handle another 5-rounder like that.
No way. I feel like his head's like on the verge of exploding. He's taking that much damage.
He's fucking cooked.
Idiots. Too many walls.
Yeah, bloody oath. And he just sits there and just like laughs at it. Just smile on his face the whole time when he's getting his head beaten in.
It's gonna be riddled.
Bro, look at he's fucked. He's gonna be full dementia by 40.
The whole lightweight division's cooked, bro.
They actually are, eh?
Yeah, they are. They're just cooked.
You'll see them trying to square up to the people at the retirement village, but they're going to be there when they're 35, not 60.
Yeah, they'll be there in 5 years.
Well, they're already like nearly 40.
Instead of thinking they're in the Vietnam War, they think they're in the fucking cage again.
They'll bump into some... Hooker will bump into some 7-year-old named Dustin and go, all right, up against the cage and start throwing hooks at him.
Fucking hell.
One of the guys playing prop for the Dogs is from the Sunny Coast.
Oh yeah, didn't he just sign there or something?
No, that's someone else.
Who is
fuck's sake, they score. Jack Underhill. He's Cooper's age.
True.
Yeah, right.
He looks like Aiden Tolman from the back.
Aiden Tolman.
That's the most forgettable person I've ever heard.
Oh, bro. From the back, you see number 8, big, tall guy with like bleached blonde hair.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. And he's pacey as fuck.
Who did he play for up here?
Kawana.
course.
They all fucking played for Kawana. Kawana and Mountain Creek.
Not the Sharkies, mate. Mountain Creek. All of them.
No, I
Sharky's,
don't know anyone.
Sharky's just so far bred the best player, mate. Jermaine Hopgood.
I was gonna say I can't be the last person to play NRL from Sharks. There's actually 2 in the NRL right now.
Yeah.
Semi Valame, he plays for the Cows.
Oh, he was the winger.
I played under 18s with him.
True.
He was way too good for that team.
I was going to say,
Bro, I think he scored 42 tries in 7 games.
It's like 42.
Yeah, I was his center. He was on the wing. And I just go, get the ball, I go,
Cut
touch
out
and
ball.
pass. I don't think I ever did a hit up. I was like, bro, tap on straight away.
Straight up. Big front rower on the wing.
Jack's got 42 try assists and he didn't have to work for any of them. He just gives it to Semi on their 10-meter line and he runs the whole field and scores. There's a try assist for that.
Well, I remember we versus Coolum and their winger was like, built like, I don't know, fucking tiny. Like, fucking 12-year-old looking kid. And we just bomb it to him, wait for him to catch it, and Semi would just time his run and lay the kid out. And you're going to hear the sound of it like, oh.
Did you win that year? Come last.
No, we lost in the GF. He fucked off after finals.
Oh, really?
Just before finals, yeah.
Was that in B grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, it would have been Rezzies, eh?
Yeah.
Or was it under... How did it go?
We had 18s.
Did you play Rezzies or did you play 18?
No, I didn't play Rezzies. I played 18. No. So it was no AB. It was just 18, sorry.
Yeah.
And we went on this massive run when he played. And then we versed Mdor in the semis. And Mdor pulled all their good 18s to go play Rezzies. So we fucking put 50 past them. And then Cabo lost. So Cabo put all their A-grade 18-year-olds and put them straight back to 18s for the last game.
Didn't you only play how many games did you play that year? Didn't you break your hand?
Yeah, I did my knee in the second week. Was out for a month. Came back and broke my hand my first game back and was out for 10 weeks.
This brittle, man. I mean,
and then I came back and I was going to be halfback for Rezzies. And then went, nah, fuck this. This just ain't worth it. Getting demolished by like 30-year-olds who want to just kill everyone. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's the thing in Rezzies. Everyone's just there to fucking hurt someone.
Yeah, they're all upset because they're not playing A grade.
Yeah.
Was there punch-ons?
Would have been
I didn't even get to play. I pulled out in preseason.
Oh, come on, mate.
You pulled out when they took you to the beach to do the senior June runs.
Yeah. I threw up, passed out, getting heart palpitations. They're like, oh, harden up, cunt. I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't, no. I'm going to shake hands. I'm going to call it a day.
I'm a permanent Oztag player now.
Yeah, D grade's my level.
You play Oztag now still?
Nah, I haven't played in a while. I've been working away, so I haven't been able to.
Yeah, fair enough.
I miss it.
What would even be the closest Oztag come to you?
Good question, mate.
Yeah, where are you working now?
I'm about to start working in Cairns, but really? But I moved to Gympie.
True. You moved
there?
Yeah. I was there on Friday.
Sick house, big house, better than a unit.
Yeah, true. That's sick.
Yeah.
Went to their local pub, and we had
it was the most Gympie experience of our whole life.
Dude, I'm so glad they built that bypass through Gympie now. Eh?
Oh, how good is it?
Never have to go through there again.
I know.
Oh, Caleb, I've got to tell you, driving home, one of the fucking steep hills going back towards Caloundra, the nav just was on fucking struggle street, just trying to get up it. And there was no one near me. Like, that's sweet. Out of nowhere, like a bunch of like 50-year-olds in their Land Cruisers flying past, just hovering at my speed, hurling abuse at me because I'm not getting the right speed limit. I'm just like, sorry. I was like, I'm not having that happen again. So when I got down the hill, got up to like 150 and I just kind of cruised up it again. I'm all sweet. It was just a game of me flying past them. And when there was any form of hill, them catching up to me.
That's so good.
I'm like, I think I need to get my car checked again.
Wait, New model is one of the older ones, eh?
Yeah, 2012. Just shitbox. The second I get it paid off, I'm getting rid of it.
100%.
Have you still got yours, Mitty?
Mate, I don't, eh? When I was
Oh, you-
away,
Yeah.
my brother wrote it off, eh? I lent it because he was having car troubles. And
Yeah.
I woke up to a message one day. And I was like, this isn't good. He rang me 3 times. And I was like, oh, he's either crashed my car or someone's died.
Yeah.
I rang him back. He goes, oh, mate, I just crashed your car. I was like, oh, he ran up there some lady and wrote it off.
Oh.
So that was a good time when I was away.
While you're in Europe.
Yeah, I was in Thailand at this stage, but
Oh,
good. I couldn't believe it.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah, because you messaged me, you're like, oh, how's this going to go with insurance? I'm like, it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Friday, I didn't get what I wanted for it, but I still got money and he paid for everything, so I was pretty sorted.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't paying to do it.
No, because that happened to Cooper. Cooper ran up the back of some truck, pulled out in front of him and slammed the brakes. And Cooper went straight up the back.
Yeah.
And the truck just drove off. So Cooper got forked with it. And he drove my car for like 3 months while his car was getting fixed.
Oh, spewing.
When I was working in Sydney, I was driving a hire ute and it was like 8 o'clock at night. And going back to where I was like staying, and then this like old like truck with like some like Chinese guy driving it. Old guy had graffiti all over the truck. It was the dodgiest thing I've ever seen. He literally we were in traffic. We were literally like move up like a couple of meters and stop for like an hour, right? And then just one time he just forgets to put the brakes on, slams right in the back of this hire ute, and then just tries to run away from me before I can see his number plate. He's like like changing lanes and driving. So I just followed him and videoed the whole thing. It was hilarious.
No, that happened. We were watching the rugby union. It was the uni team versus like Mdor. And it was behind, do you know where like Nando's is?
Yeah.
There's like a dodgy union field just nearby.
Yeah.
It was all street parking. And this P-plater went to like parallel park, fucked it, reversed straight into some like $100,000 Land Cruiser. Oh. Everyone has stopped to look at him. He's going to speed off, stalled 3 times trying to get away. So everyone's like jotted down his... Oh. He still sped off after everyone just walked up, jotted down his number plate. He's still just trying to get out, like, and you try to start it again.
Oh my god!
Oh fuck! They scored again.
Para?
No, not Para. It's never Para who's scoring.
Para versus the Dogs today. That's going to be an interesting game.
It will be. How's the Para podcast? So some of the Para boys are at the. Go to the game early, and then some of the other members go to the Leagues Club because that's who our sponsors are.
Yeah.
So we did like a meet and greet at the spot, like our little area in the club to have a chat, have a few beers, and some woman ripped us to fucking shreds for prioritizing our sponsors over our reserve grade team.
Are you serious?
She went nuts.
Full Karen.
And he's like, we have sponsors, commitments to our sponsors. So what you're saying is you care more about the money than the club? How interesting. Wow. Well, I'm on the coast so far. No, I don't. But if Para goes to Vegas, it looks like the Leagues Club will pay for our trip.
No way.
Yeah.
That'd be freaking epic.
I think they're going to pay, I think it's flights and the tickets.
That's sick.
But there's 2 Para podcasts. So there's us and the Cumberland Throw. So we have to be bigger than them by the time it all happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Cumberland Throw.
They've been around for since I was like 12. Like they got like their own website that they were doing like things in.
That makes so much sense considering the name of it.
Yeah, there's so much beef between them now.
Really?
What, between themselves?
Between our podcast and theirs. Like they've started a podcast that starts like an hour before ours on the same night, and like they have words every time they're at the stadium together.
Podcast.
So weird.
Yeah.
While I'm on the coast once an hour a week. In fairness, I want to beef on with Parramatta fans as well.
Yeah. I think you need a new team, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that. You can't really dip after a quarter of a century of going for them.
Oh, you can.
Oh, I 100% can. Not going to lie, the Sharkies are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, well, I mean, if you're going to change, you got to go straight to the top, eh?
Well, I won't be that. I've got family members that go for the Sharks. I've always had a soft spot for them. Just helps that they're probably coming close to first right now.
What about the Tigers? You've got family members to go for them.
No, but I don't like those family members that much.
All right. We probably should get started with the actual interview. Yeah. All right. Well, first thing we want to talk about is your last fight.
Yeah.
When was your last fight?
It was February 24th last year.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
was that in Mansfield? That one.
Yeah, at Mansfield Tav.
Yeah. That was the title fight, wasn't it?
Lee Tavern, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, boys.
We're frozen.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Yeah, so that was your last fight was the title fight, right?
Yeah, it's title fight.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, maybe just give us a quick rundown what happened in the fight, how it like played out, or like was it what you thought it was like? Did it play out how you thought it was going to, and all that stuff?
To be honest, we fought a guy from New Zealand, Rory O'Keefe. He I think he was 6-2 at the time. But there was no footage on the guy like on YouTube or anything. So there was one video actually, but it was from 3 years ago. So it's a bit hard to base someone off that 3 years ago because you're always involved. So
Exactly.
You're involved 24/7, especially as a young one.
Yeah. We knew he was going to be a striker. You know, majority of the Kiwis are strikers, and the gym he's from is majority like a striking gym. So we knew he was going to be good on the feet. But yeah, it come out, and first round was probably going my way. He threw, I think it was a body kick at me, and I caught it, and he's fallen over, and I've kind of rushed in and jumped into side control, and he's latched on a Kimura, and fucking pretty much ripped my shoulder off. I kept rolling. I think he had it on for a good 30, 40 seconds, and I was rolling with it, and I finally got up, and it was the end of the round. But it put in my brain, I was like, shit, like I was going to wrestle this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he was a little bit more dangerous than I thought, and he was a lot bigger. I think he come to that fight at like 66 kilos, whereas I walked in the cage at probably 60.
Yeah.
And in MMA, man, like,
6 kilos is just crazy. Like,
That's massive. Yeah.
At the weigh-ins, I seen him and I was like, he doesn't look as big as I thought he was, but he was real drawn out.
Yeah.
When he walked in the cage, I was like, holy shit.
Honestly,
bit of hydration there.
The size difference was noticeable. It was crazy. But he looked huge in that cage. And that fucking Kimura, we were sitting there watching that, and I was like, bro, is his fucking arm about to break in half?
I'm pretty sure I tapped out 3 times watching it from my end.
Yeah. The wildest thing is, bro, like, it didn't hurt. Hey, like the whole time I was like, I wasn't even close to tapping. Like, I think it might have just been the adrenaline because in training, dude, rips one of them on, you tap straight away because you don't want to shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of had my shorts as well. I was holding my shorts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of defense way to get out of the Kimura if you hold your shorts, and you got a hand fight as well. But bro, I was just running on dog at that stage, and I finally got out. But it honestly, it wasn't that bad, eh?
Yeah. So that was like so early on in the fight, and I guess you had like you said, you're planning on wrestling in the fight and all that, and that sort of changed your game plan like mentally.
Yeah,
because he was strong too. Like it was just like it was so strong. It would have been so hard like on the ground with him.
It was, but man, the crazy thing was I stopped through Bali last year as well, and he lives over and trains there now.
Yeah.
And I got to do a couple of jits rounds with him, man. I got the better, like
Yeah.
quite easy.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
So a corner at
hindsight's
1-1.
a great thing. Yeah.
but
That
he's cool.
after that first round, was that your choice to kind of change the game plan, or was that something that the corner kind of spoke to you after the round had ended?
Nah, it was more on me. As start of the second round, I shot a shocking takedown there. I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. It was a bit of a panic shot, and then I just try to get, calm and collected. But I think I was just trying to win this belt so much that my whole game changed,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in my other fights, I would be more aggressive with the grappling and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was just so focused on trying to win this stupid belt that it just, I know, it kind of played mentally now that I think about it.
Well, yeah. Well, that was what my next question was. Like, remember speaking to you a couple of times before that fight, and you were like in high spirits. But what you reckon your mentality was like before the fight and after? Like before, I guess you were saying like you were just like kind of obsessing over that belt.
Yeah. 100%.
So how did your mentality change before and after the fight? After all that happened?
Well, especially going back to the first title I fought for against Ali, and he missed weight, he lost 3 points, and it ended up being a draw. And I feel like I picked nearly all of them rounds.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off a lot. And then I don't know, I was just working on my striking since that fight up until the Rory fight. And I just believed in my hands a little bit too much. And I think also being 5 rounds, there's a big risk of, if you wrestle hard early, you put another 4 rounds after that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, also saying that, Rory adjusted really well and he did his homework. And I know he just shut my game down and I didn't have the answers for him. So that was it. But, now after that fight, I've taken a lot of time to think, and it's been 1 year now and a lot has improved. And, I believe we have a way better game than we did then. And it's more of an aggressive game, no more, tip-tap.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It a bit of time off as well, really. What's the word? You lose a bit of motivation. You've been training so hard for a while now.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've come back refreshed and I'm just ready to go this year.
Yeah, that's good. I know. Like a bit of, and it doesn't matter anything you do. Go, Jack.
Yeah, go, Jack.
No, thanks, mate. I do appreciate it. Like, you've had your say. I'll have a bit of a chat now, if that's all good. So you've had your 12 months. You've had a couple title losses. What is your game plan now that you've had a bit of time off, had time to reset? What does Mitch's 2025 look like moving forward?
Mate, it's looking very exciting, actually. We have a fight for May the 3rd on Eternal. We are going to turn pro.
Yep.
With an opponent. He's a kid from Perth. He was 6-1 as an Ami, but he's fought a lot of fights at bantamweight. He's not really a big dude. I think he's had a few at flyweight as well, so he's floated around. But comes from a good gym. It's going to be a pretty good fight, so I'm excited for that one.
Bit more tape on him than your last one?
What was that?
Is there going to be a bit more tape on him now that he's had when you fought Rory?
All these fights are on YouTube, so it's good. Get a quick bit of data on him and then execute a game plan and go from there.
That's another thing that like that fight against Rory. All your fights have been on like fully covered things that are like filmed and all that. So like every one of your fights is on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, that gives them a massive advantage over you.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a pretty his fight IQ is pretty good. So I know they're definitely their homework and shut me down. But that's the fight game.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I think we should take it back a little bit. So when do you reckon you started to MMA started to become a main focus in your life or central part of your life?
Well, I started training for 2017 when we were in grade 12. But I'm just joined up to the gym because we just, wanted to do something else. I stopped playing other sports, and me and Rhino, we signed up on the same day. And I know kind of just from there, but I don't know, I was pretty inconsistent for my first 3 or 4 years, I dare say, till I was about 21.
Yeah.
But no, I had one fight. I think it was 10 months after I started training, so when I was 18. And, yeah, it was a little bit different back then, mate. I was not so committed as to I was now, but honestly, that did change my whole perspective on fighting. And as much as I got my ass whooped, it was a good learning experience, to be honest.
Well, I feel like you're lucky that you did like all of that stuff. Like, well, I guess we'll get to your early few fights, but like your training and like how much work you put into like when you have fights booked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're 18, so like we're all partying at the same time. you were an Ocean Street local there, mate, for a while you were training for fights. So like, I feel like it's lucky you got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they knew him by his first name when he walked in. They didn't bother with the ID anymore. They went, "Hey, Mitty, come in."
10 years the last 2 weeks, they come straight on in.
Yeah.
I know, mate. It's good, but I got that out of my system fairly fast, so I was lucky. Thought I was John Jones without putting the work in, I think.
It's a real game plan. You party before your fight, so you have that fallback option if you do end up losing.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I'll blame it on that.
Yeah. But like
you're
at the
playing
same
smart
time,
game.
when you think about it in terms of like your mindset now, like if you had have won those fights, I wonder if you kind of would have like changed anything because it would have seemed like it was working out for you.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
though it's not sustainable.
100%, dude. And that actually happens to a lot of people. Like something will work real early on, and they'll get results, and they don't change anything, and they're bad. Continue. You eventually get found out. So I'm just happy it was for me, because it's not sustainable either. Drinking every weekend and trying to train, and it's just not good for you. Does not work out.
No, it doesn't. And you're having a look. Like you had your first couple losses when you had your first few fights, and then you did have that. You can say a bit of a year off, and then talk us through kind of the mindset switch to go from losing those couple of early ones to going on that win streak before you had your first chance at the belt.
Oh, I did. I went 0-2 for my first 2, and it was just demoralizing, because I've always loved this sport and I've always wanted to make something out of it. And then going 0-2 was a real kick in the nuts, mate. It was like, fuck, all right, this shit just doesn't come easy. So hard. And I know ever since them 2 losses, man, a lot of things changed. And also having quite a big chip on my shoulder, having an older brother that has been quite successful as well.
Yeah.
Really, man, I always just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it as well. And now I'm finally starting to do it. So, bit of inner. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you think you maybe put a little bit too much pressure on yourself when you first started because the fact that Reese is your older brother and he has carved out quite a successful career for himself?
Yeah, 100%, 100% at the start. That was a lot of pressure on me. But now I don't care, bro. I'm my own person now. People know me for me, so quite a relief. But again, that was just through hard work, and that's all it was.
Yeah, exactly right. I want to talk about that win streak before leading up to the 2 title fights.
Yeah.
The first, did you get 2? You got 2 submissions in a row or something, didn't you?
My first win was a submission. I fought like a 39-year-old dad.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that person.
He looked like he was a light heavyweight, but like 5'3".
And he also looked like a fish out of water in that cage with you.
Really good, actually, so I'll thank him for that.
Yeah.
So that was my first win, and then I went to Proving Grounds. I think it was about 8 months later, and I fought this little. He trains with Reese now. His name's Gordy. Tough kid, man.
right.
Pretty sure I had 18 rear naked chokes on him, and he just survived
Yeah.
everything. It was coming out of his mouth, and I was like, man, I got to kill this guy to win. But, I got through as well. And then my third win, that was against another guy from Reese's gym, which is just weird now. Melrose. I didn't really like that guy. He was a bit of a dick, so I'm glad I beat him. And
felt good.
that one felt good because, that was a month after my Gordy win. So I had 2 fights in a month, but I got sick that fight week, probably a week out.
Yeah.
And my weight was a bit average. And I don't know, I was fit, and then I got sick, and I was like a bit scared of my gas tank. And this guy kept wrestling me, and he kept putting me on the ground, and I was just hunting submissions, not trying to get up. And then the third round I was like, shit, all right, we're down 2 rounds here. I'm about to lose to this. And I started letting my hands go a little bit. He tried to take me down. I stuffed it. I was like, all right, I'll probably get this guy out of this round here with a knockout, which I thought I was gonna. But he took me down again. But he was gassed. He was tired, and I just locked in the triangle choke and finished him. So I got it out of there.
Mate, that was just like Anderson Silva against Charles Sonnen spec. I have never screamed so hard than when I saw you lock that in. It was crazy.
Oh, dude. And I got it on, and as soon as I got it on, I believe in my triangle choke. It's probably one of my best subs, and I had it. And as soon as I put it on, I seen his face grimace. I was like, fuck yeah. I got this. And he started big shots, tried to pick me up, failed. I was like, all right, he's going to go soon.
Yeah.
And then you can dig your arm under their leg and cut a bit of an angle, and it makes the choke way harder. And I could hear Ryan screaming it. Like, he was screaming it for about 20 seconds, and I just wasn't doing it. And then it clicked. Shit, what am I doing? Locked it on, got him out of there.
That was actually amazing. Like, one of the coolest things ever, just to see one of your mates just pull off something like that. It was sick.
Oh, it's sick. Having like my cousin Luke and all his mates sitting down in Wollongong watching it, and they updating me as we're both watching it, and they just lost it as well. That was so good. I loved it.
In like a fight like that, like, do you reckon you were 2 rounds down in that fight?
Yeah, funny you say that. We got to the corner at the end of the second round, and I said to Connor, I was like, we're 2 rounds down to 0, isn't he? He goes, don't worry about it, mate. Just focus. You got to get him out of this round. I was like,
yeah, we're
getting pumped. And then, I don't know, bro. I was like, I can't lose to this guy. That's all it was, eh? Like,
yeah,
not guy. So, just Connor told me, walk out there. He goes, the right straight, right down the pipe is there. I think it was one of the first punches I threw in that round, and it cracked him. Yeah. And then I was able to put like a 5-piece punch on him, end it with a head kick. I thought I wobbled him, mate. I was like, I'm gonna knock him out. No, it was good. It was a good fight. It's probably one of my favorite ones, just because I got that sub right at the end.
Yeah.
It was
like, are you like worrying at all about like running out of time in that, or are you just focused on looking at ways in the moment to finish it?
That fight, yes, I was, because I was like, all right, we got 3 minutes to work here. I can't win this round and then go to the decision and win a decision, because I knew I wasn't gonna. So I just had to pull something out. And when he took me down, and that arm slid right under my leg, and I just put that triangle on, I was like, oh, this is it. He's either gonna. I know, worked out in our favor. And then, went on to my 4th win in a row against a kid called Geordie. He's from Sunny. And I knew he was going to be my toughest fight. He's a really good wrestler. I think he was 3-1 at this stage, like three subs. And we knew he was going to wrestle. But my game plan was to just stand and strike with him, but he threw a couple big bombs on me early. One caught my attention, and he shot on me. I had a guillotine on, but it wasn't really anything. He picked me up, ran me over to his corner, dropped me down there. I was like, all right, he's strong as fuck. I got up, And I jumped on his back with about a minute to go, I think, and he was just riding me as a backpack. But in them exchanges, I was like, all right, he's actually not as strong as I thought. And I was like, I probably can get the better of him in the wrestling here. So rounds 2 and 3, I just wrestled him and come away with the win. And that was 4 on the trot.
And then that was the fight before the first title fight?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was in March, and then I think it was May. I went over to Thailand Thailand and Japan to go train. I was gone for about 2 months, and then we come back and got into fight camp for that first title fight against Ali. So,
yeah, awesome.
But that fight. He was a bit of a hard hitter by the looks of his tapes, and we've seen a few of his fights. I think he was only 3-0 or 2-0, but he had all knockouts.
Yep.
So, and he's come out hot as, but I don't know what he did in that fight. He was a little bit gun shy, I think. So that ended up being like 5 rounds of just tip tap, which was a bit disappointing. And
I remember being at that one. Yeah.
I think that one especially because he missed weight by 3 kilos. You lose a point per kilo of weight. So first 3 rounds he lost a point. And in my head I was like, all right, if he doesn't knock me out or submit me, how do I lose this fight? So I think I had a bit too much caution, and I feel like I was actually getting the better of him in most of the rounds, especially like on the feet as well. And I don't know, the judges scored it a draw, so.
Yeah, if you ask us, extremely controversial judging, mate.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I remember because I went with a couple of the boys and we scored it, and we thought there's no way he loses this. Like, even with the three deductions on their end, he's coming away with the belt. And they called it the draw. And then there was the little infamous interview at the end from you. You weren't the happiest chumps after the end of that fight. You had some choice words for the judges.
You know me, mate. I love losing.
Yeah, mate.
Well, you always have, mate. We've always said it.
Big fan of losing, mate. I love it.
Yeah, you just take it on the chin, you move on. No choice words, just...
Definitely don't have any tantrums or anything, do I?
No, I think it was a very...
we met you in that OzTag Grand Final and you got sent off.
Which is funny. What's that? 66% of the people in this that I can think of have been sent off in various OzTag Grand Finals.
Yeah.
But no, you have that fight with Ali. He misses weight. You probably finished that fight thinking you had done enough. Will that be correct? You reckon?
Yeah, mate. I think I jumped on the cage thinking that I won. So that was a bit embarrassing.
So that happens. It gets called a draw.
Yeah,
you should have backflipped. They would have given you the win if you backflipped.
Oh, I should have backflipped then, fallen on my neck. At least put me out my misery.
Yeah. They call it for you after the injury. A win's still a win, mate. Doesn't matter how you get there.
Yeah. Exactly.
But no, you have that draw. What's kind of the thought process after you had a couple of days to kind of digest everything that had happened?
Oh, bro, I think I watched it about 5 times, and I was just angry. I was like, how did I not win this? But they're not going to overturn it, so I just got over it, whatever. And then we just went back to training. But the thing is, I was on 4-fight win streak, 5 in my head, considering that fight. And I feel like I just didn't improve on my game for a while. I don't know. I think I was just what was working was enough, which definitely isn't. You got to improve every day, every week. Everyone else is evolving. You got to as well. So that was a big part of it, and I think that's why I got the result not going my way in the next fight against Ferrari as well, because I kind of just didn't change anything. But these are the things that make these are the things that make you better, and you don't lose. You. I know it's a bit of a cliche saying, but it's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
100%.
you had a lot riding on that, or like mentally you had a lot riding on that first fight that you thought you won, and like, like kind of feeling like you did enough to win. Do you reckon that? I reckon that just probably played on your mind a lot more than it probably should have. I feel like because it's same like what we were talking about earlier. You had a lot of pressure on getting that belt. Like it was like if you didn't get that, you couldn't move to the next step.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I was so invested, just I wanted to win the belt, and then I wanted to go fight for another belt in a state. I just wanted to collect belts, and get some hype behind me, but didn't work out that way. But thinking about it, I should have probably just gone and fought on Eternal, and I would have just fast-tracked all of it. But, that's what happens. Again, you do these things, and we're on the right track now, and that's all that matters.
So then after that, your last fight, you ended up like saying you went traveling and sort of had a big break and all that. Like what's your like training regime like now leading into your pro debut, and like like your mentality now?
Yeah, it's been pretty full on. I started my fight camp January the 1st. Well, probably around Christmas week actually. I was meant to fight last weekend on Eternal, but they couldn't find me to fight. 4 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. That's 8 amateur fights now, and a lot of the boys are pro, so there wasn't too many people that would want to step up and fight me. So get a match up. But I've been training every day since start of the year, twice a day. I finally got into a strength and conditioning coach. His name's Sean Koba. He was from Thailand. He's an Aussie dude, but he was a strength and conditioning coach at Tiger Muay Thai. And I met him actually when I went over with Reese end of last year to watch him fight. He was staying next door, coaching one of the boys. And I was like, I was thinking, what can help me improve my game a little bit more? And I've never really been in the gym, like with the weights type of stuff.
Yeah.
We had a class at Tribal that was strength and conditioning, but like that was just once a week. And, it's such a vital part of your game, for just everything. So I've gotten onto him, and he's put me on a crazy regimen at the moment, but it's good, and I'm seeing some really good results. So I'm excited to finally show the new and improved me in a couple of weeks.
I think we all are excited. So you're basically doing like long distance running like almost every day, aren't you?
I was before this fight camp, so I know end of last year I started just running a couple half marathons just because I'm like that. But
I also like running long distances for the fun of it.
I couldn't think of a better thing to pass my time with, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. What a weirdo. But nah, I've always the last few years I've ran every week, but it's not too far. But in this program, he's got me running these like splits, man. Like I think 1 week's 1,200 meters, the next week's 800 meters, 400 meters, but it's high intensity, so I'm pretty much sprinting these distances. It's just all part of the program.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a firm believer that 800 meters is the worst race to ever be invented because it's a sprint, but it's so far.
100%, bro. Like I've noticed, like I do the 1,200 runs. I was like, oh yeah, they suck. But then you go and do the 800 ones, and they're harder. And then the 400 ones are harder than that.
I think it's all mental with it as well. Because, like,
100%.
You do your 1,200, that was terrible. But the 800 meters, a third less, a quarter less. It'd be so much easier. And it's just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah, dude. It's criminal. And he got me doing these hill sprints like, it was 3 weeks out from fight days, just to get your peak in at the right time. Yeah, and bro. I was at Point Cartwright from the bottom to the top. First week was 12 first week was 11 times up and down. Next time was 13, and then the week after that was 15. And I was just like, this sucks.
If I could do it, I reckon I'd get 3 times, and then I'd be on the floor. And that's being generous.
But, like, that's what... Yeah, go.
I was gonna say the first week I got to 6. I was like, I'm halfway. Like, I've got another 6 of these to go. This is terrible.
You got to do like intervals of counting. Like instead of doing, I'm gonna go up 12 times, I'm gonna go up 4 times, 3 times, and like just break it down in your head to get the 40. All right, that's one. Only 2 more to go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was doing, breaking it down in my head.
But you hear like a lot of UFC fighters like Volk, they like have spoken a few times, like talking about how they pretty much like put themselves through torture in their fight camps so that the fight's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. The saying is train hard, fight easy, and it's true. You just gotta max yourself out in fight camp.
Yep.
And really, at the end of the day, it is just 15 minutes of fighting, which doesn't seem like a lot to you in there, but compared to what are your training sessions? An hour and a half every day. So
yeah,
really,
you're putting yourself in a good spot. I think I feel like with fighting, like I mean, you'd be able to say it, like the mental exhaustion would be the worst. Surely.
Yeah, it is, man. And the hard thing is working a full-time job. I wake up at 5:30, get to work by 6:30. I don't finish till 4 o'clock, 4:30. And then I'm straight to the gym. Usually I'll go for a run beforehand. So I've done 4K run and then straight in the first class. That's an hour. 10-minute break, second class. And then, I'm finished at 7:30. Still got to go home. And then I got to shower. I got to make like my lunch. I got to eat my dinner. Then I run up to my girlfriend Maya's house, mate. It's just, I'm laying in bed at 9:15. Asleep by 10. And that's my day. Every fucking day.
So what you're saying is you got to get a couple of wins on the as a pro and get sponsored ASAP, mate.
That is exactly right, mate. I need some sponsors so I don't have to do any more fucking hard work, or at least just a couple of days a week,
Well, you know what? If this podcast gets any more than 5 listeners, we might be able to sponsor you eventually.
Mate, we've got to make sure that it's more than 5 listeners. When me and Caleb not being 2 of those 5 listeners.
Yeah.
100%.
Caleb, all we're going to do is do giveaways every week, and we'll have heaps of people listening.
Yeah. Just give people a reason to follow it that's not listening to us.
Just go broke off giveaways, That's it.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you stay in the stream, we'll take you to Thailand. Just stay in the stream, please. Don't leave.
We'll end up having 10,000 people. We got 10,000 people to send over there.
Going into the podcast and gone.
We'll just get everyone to like pay $1 to join our stream, and then that's $10,000, and then we can pay for all these things.
How much it works anyway. Oh,
yeah. All right. Well, we're probably gonna have to let you go, mate.
Yeah. Cheers for the chat, boys. It's been fun.
Thanks for coming on. It's awesome.
Just before you do go, Mitch, I've got one question. We're going to ask everyone we interview this one question. Your favorite Australian sports moment of all time. Could be anything.
Favorite Australian sports moment?
Yeah.
That's a tough question, mate.
It is, mate. We don't get paid the big bucks to ask easy questions.
To be honest, I love my cricket.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I reckon it was probably, I forget what year it was. I think it might have been 13, 14. The Aussies had sucked years before this, mate. And the Poms coming to it for the Ashes, and we just smoked them 5-0. Pretty sure we won the whole series 12-0 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that,
Prime right.
Oh, mate, his performance in that series was insane.
That was probably my all-time sporting Australian moment ever. It was Mitchie Johnson destroying the Poms.
That's a great answer.
we've been thinking about it ourselves, and it's such a tough question to ask.
It is a tough question.
Rugby league's given me nothing my whole life.
Yeah. Same.
I think if I had to answer it myself, I'm gonna go with Volk Holloway 1 when he wins the belt.
100%. That was a good moment. Even though I wasn't a Volk fan then, still got to admire it.
No, I'm pretty sure you made bets with me every fight leading up to his run. I think from Mendes onwards that he was gonna lose.
$100. Hey.
Yeah, I remember Volk Mendes like, Matt, $100. There's no way Volk beats Mendes. There's no way. I was like, oh.
He just absolutely dog walked him, eh?
Yeah, walked him down for 2 rounds, finished him. And I was at the Windang pub for it with all of Volk's family and friends, and good fun.
Chad let me down, loser.
Yeah,
As-
loser.
as-
Imagine losing to the best featherweight of all time.
Mate, he is juiced to the gills. Bare knuckle boxing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
twice the size of what he was when he was a UFC fighter, and he was big as a UFC fighter.
I want him bare knuckles, dude. Like, no, thank you.
No
I just wouldn't want to
way.
do bare knuckles in general, to be honest.
Oh, no,
Hence
you
why I
can-
interview fighters and not do the fighting.
No, there's the most stupidest sport ever. But I love
I
how
think-
I agree fully on
I
board
think
with
power
you.
slap tops it.
Yeah, he's like a. Does he own it or something?
Yeah, he's co-owner with that other dude, like the grey hair dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that is
wild.
crazy.
Bro,
It's
I want
just
him to fight bare
so
knuckle.
dangerous.
I think he'd go all right.
I
Give him
reckon
some
he will.
cans. He juice
you
himself
have to
up
give
like
him
he
credit.
already is.
Yeah, you have to give him people that don't know how to fight anymore.
Rack
Or
him a
just
few
big,
lines.
yeah, just big names, but aren't that good a fighter. Like, let's get like him versus Hoist Gracie, bare knuckle.
Dude, him versus Jerry. They need to make that fight.
Imagine Stevens not sleeps him.
Oh, bro, I wouldn't put it past it, eh?
Oh, just imagine those posts. I said I was the hardest hitter. He didn't know who I am. He does now.
Who the fuck is that dude? Oh,
Oh, that's classic. But
put it down.
just want to put in my hearts. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us.
Yeah, we
We
really,
really enjoyed
appreciate it.
having the chat, and we're looking forward to seeing you absolutely crush it in your pro debut.
Yeah, boys.
We've got a
Let's.
future UFC fighter first interview on the All Balls podcast, mate.
I'll
We'll make sure the second that there's some fight news about it, we're posting it on the page. We'll get all the balls followers to tune in for it.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hopefully soon there'll be an announcement.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. We're excited, mate.
Sounds like
We're
a
really
plan. We're
excited.
so ready. We'll have to do a stream for it.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%.
Cut the stream. Loser, you know.
Just yeah. We'll see you walk out there. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's over?
But that's not going to happen, mate. Because you're going to win.
No.
We're
No.
gonna get up.
We will. Because it's a we now. It's not just you winning. It's all of us winning.
Yeah, you know, we're part of it now.
Us
Yeah,
three
we
gets
live. You're like our son, and we're like failed athletes. We live our lives through you. Oh,
Rightio.
All right. Thanks, boys.
alrighty. Not a problem, mate. You go enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
We'll do. You enjoy para losing, eh?
Woohoo! Let's go put the jersey on, boys.
Alan Free. Oh.
Alrighty. Well, we'll catch you on the flip side, big man.